First I'd like to give all praises unto Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, and double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and honors to your brothers out there in the highways and the byways teaching this word in all sincerity and in truth. And I just want to respond to this article. Prince William warns that there are too many people in the world. Rapidly growing human populations risk having a terrible impact on the world. The Duke of Cambridge has warned. The Duke said that as a result, wildlife was being put under enormous pressure and called for the issue to be addressed with renewed vigor. Okay, so that's the New World Order, Agenda 21, depopulation agenda. His concerns echo those of his grandfather, the Duke of Edinburgh, who in 2011 advocated voluntary family limitation. Voluntary, as a means of solving overpopulation, which he described as the biggest challenge in conservation. Now, first and foremost, the earth is not overpopulated by any way, shape, or form, okay? It just so happens to be that the earth is set up right now where people are being piled on top of each other in these cities, but there's more than enough land for all the people out on the earth currently to live, okay, and more. All right, there's more than enough resources, there's more than enough land. The main issue we're having is the fact that you got these elites, beginning with the so-called white men, who pretty much own everything. In the UK, 1% of the population own 99% of the land. Okay, that's the situation we're dealing with, that's not how the earth is supposed to be managed. Okay, when you go back to ancient Israel, the Lord set up a way by which every man has an inheritance on the earth. But Esau, his way is he wants everything. He wants the entire inheritance, and he's trying to use. Here it is. He's the one that's destroyed the ecology of the planet, and he's trying to use that as a excuse to forward his agenda against the poor, beginning with you Israelites, to eradicate you. All right, to reduce your population. And all these elites, these bastards here, these super elite Edomites, man, that's like their religion, man. Their religion is a religion of death, to destroy and kill what they perceive to be the weak and the poor and the underprivileged, man. All right, and that goes back into eugenics, which I'm going to get a clip of eugenics in a second, but I want to just reinforce the fact that the Most High created the earth, and he created man upon it, man. And he gave men an inheritance on the earth, man, and he provided resources on the earth itself for man to live. And he gave a command that men should multiply on the earth, but Esau's trying to go against that. All right, this is Isaiah 45:12. It says, "I have made the earth and created man upon it. I, even my hands, have stretched out the heavens, and all their host have I commanded." All right, so the Lord created the earth and he created man upon it. But Esau, he thinks he gets to decide when the earth should be, or when and how the earth should be depopulated. Okay, and his eyes is privily set against the poor. All right, because at the end of the day, the reason the Lord's going to bring great death and destruction on the earth is not because it's overpopulated. It's because of wickedness. That's the issue on the earth. The main issue on the earth right now ain't how many people is on the earth. It's what the people are doing while they're on the earth. And Esau ain't trying to address that, because if anyone needs to be eradicated, he's the most wicked of the wicked. And which is why he in himself, the one who desires this great depopulation, is ultimately the one that is going to be eradicated. All right, and that's beautiful. So let me get this clip right here. I want to play this clip.
Fueled by the support of America's rich and powerful, the field of eugenics transformed from the quaint hobby horse of a few mad scientists into the social cause of an entire generation. Economists, politicians, authors, activists, By the 1920s, everyone who was anyone was extolling the need to eradicate the germplasm of the lower stalk. Marie Stopes, the celebrated family planning pioneer who founded Britain's first birth control clinic in North London in 1921, railed against hordes of defectives, calling for the compulsory sterilization of those she deemed unfit for parenthood. Tommy Douglas, now venerated as a hero in Canada for his role in founding the nation's healthcare system, submitted a master's thesis to McMaster University advocating that subnormals, defectives, and morons, like those with low IQ or physical abnormalities, be isolated on a state farm or in a colony where decisions could be made for them by a competent supervisor, and called on the government to certify mental and physical fitness to stop the unfit from breeding. John Maynard Keynes, the economist who gave us the Keynesian economics school that is still popular among central planners today, was himself president of the British Eugenics Society from 1937 to 1944. Alexander Graham Bell is still revered as the inventor of the telephone, but was in fact an early supporter of Charles Davenport and a founding member of the Eugenic Records Office Board of Scientific Directors. He openly campaigned for the eradication of the deaf race by governments intervening to stop deaf people from marrying. Nobel Prize-winning playwright and author George Bernard Shaw advocated for the creation of a government panel that would require everyone to justify their existence before it. If they failed to do so, Shaw thought those people should be killed by the state.
But there are an extraordinary number of people whom I want to kill. Not in any unkind or personal spirit, but it must be evident to all of you. You must all know half a dozen people at least, who are no use in this world, who are more trouble than they are worth. And I think it would be a good thing to make everybody come before a properly appointed board, just as he might come before the income tax commissioners, and say every 5 years or every 7 years, just put him there and say, sir or madam, now will you be kind enough to justify your existence? If you can't justify your existence, if you're not pulling your weight in the social vote, if you're not producing as much as you consume, or perhaps a little more, then clearly we cannot use the big organization of our society for the purpose of keeping you alive. What do you say?
So you know, and the eugenics, man, is at the heart of everything that these Edomites, especially these elites, do. Okay, and you see how crazy these people are. Which you got guys out there that say, you know, you guys are saying these Edomites are going to be exterminated. It's only right, because they're busy trying to exterminate everyone else. So the judgment, the same judgment that they're trying to bring, you heard that guy, I want to kill people. The same judgment that he's going to bring, the Lord is going to bring that upon his own head. And let's get Obadiah 18, because I'll never get tired of bringing this out. And the Lord himself has judged that you Edomites, your existence is not justified. After 1,000 years of hardcore slavery and punishment, you Edomites are going to be exterminated, man. And you can't complain, because your ass tried to exterminate everyone else, beginning with the children of Israel. Okay, you are the ultimate advocates for the exterminating people. But when it's your turn, you got a problem with it. This is Obadiah 1 and 18. It says, and the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble. And they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord hath spoken it. And that's a righteous judgment. That's a righteous judgment. Why? Because you're not going to be exterminated because you're poor. You're not going to be exterminated because you're ugly or none of these superficial. You're going to be exterminated because you're the wicked. Okay? You are the wicked that the Bible speaks of, man. You are evil incarnate. You are death incarnate. That's why you're going to be exterminated, man. Because you really serve no purpose more than to defile this earth. And the day is going to come where it's not going to be necessary for the earth to be defiled anymore, and you are going to become obsolete. You Edomites are going to become obsolete, and there's going to be no need for you to be on the planet anymore, because everyone else is obsolete, doesn't belong except you. You just need to be, or these elite Edomites just have to be on the earth. Without you Edomites, the earth would just collapse upon itself, right? No. Let me tell you something. When you're gone, everything's gonna be just fine. All right, everything's just gonna be just fine. You Edomites think too highly of yourselves, and this is the issue. You're proud. Oh, this person's undesirable, and this person is that's a defect. And no, you're a defect. You are defected. You are born from the. Even let's get that real quick, man. The wicked are estranged from the womb. You Edomites are born highly defective. All right, you are holy. And when I say holy, I don't mean holy as in holy. I don't mean that. I'm talking about holy as in your entire being. WHOLLY. You are wholly given unto evil and wickedness and degradation and death from the minute you're born. This is Psalms 58:3. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. And the world we are going into, which is the kingdom of heaven, is going to be a world dominated by truth. So what need we of thee? So in actual fact, you are the undesirable. You are the defective product of this earth. You are the ones who the Lord has decided in his great majesty that needs to be exterminated. All right? Above all, everything else is still going to be here. All the different animals, mosquitoes, snakes. You won't be, because you are actually the thing on this earth, which is the problem, which is a element, an anomaly. What's the word? A radical, a free radical in the earth, which is outside of the system, which is destroying the natural way of things, man. But then you gon' come on and pretend like, yeah, we need to depopulate because of the earth. You are the problem with the earth, not the other people. You are. You Edomites, man. You're some real pieces of shit, man. On a level, I'm gonna just say it like that. Isaiah 14, and you said, you Edomites, man. You are proud. Let me read how proud you Edomites are. Isaiah 14:12. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? And you see that all those guys involved in eugenics were all the top nobles of Esau's society. The so-called intellectuals and celebrities and bankers, all the top people. This is their religion. They believe they're enlightened and far above and superior over every other people on the earth. So their thing is, how art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? They go around destroying people. They go around doing what they feel like, the picking on the poor, picking on the weak. Right? For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. All right? You dominate over the 12 tribes of Israel. All right? I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. I mean, who is you? Who is you to turn around and you want to depopulate nations? First of all, you didn't create them nations, man. Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai created the nations, and furthermore to that, he gave every nation their rightful inheritance according to the bounds of the children of Israel. And that's just the fact. And in the kingdom of heaven, it's going to go back to that. Moab is going to have their portion. Ammon is going to have their portion. Even the animals have their portion in places where they live, where the Lord has provided. The Lord has provided for every creature on this earth to have a place in this earth. You understand what I'm saying? The gorillas, the buffalo, everyone is going to go back to having what provisions the Lord has intended them to have in righteousness. Because right now, what you're having is a world where everyone's encroaching on each other's inheritances, man, trying to steal inheritances which don't belong to them. Living and taking lands which don't belong to them, taking resources which really don't belong to them. All right, every nation that the Lord created had their own inheritance, including the nation of Edom. But you see, you Edomites, right, you're the only ones that your inheritance is going to be rooted out. And guess what? Israel is going to have even the inheritance that you were given, because you tried to take everyone's inheritance, even the inheritance of the animals, man. You're just, you want it all, so you're going to end up with nothing. All right, it says hey, the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. Okay, this earth belongs to the Heavenly Father, and He ultimately will decide how many people are going to live on there and what's going on. All right, I don't know who you Edomites really think you are. Okay, yet thou shalt. He's the one that decides when nations have to be depopulated according to His judgment, not you. You don't get to decide that these people are poor, so I'm going to kill them. You don't get to do that, my man. Okay, you're going above your station now. It says, yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pits. You Edomites, beginning with you elites, the higher upper echelon of you Edomites, you intellects here, you're going to be brought down to hell, meaning you're going to be brought down to a low estate, man. It's going to be no more silver service dinners for you, man. Okay, you're going to be eating scraps that even my dogs don't want to eat. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms, that made the world as a wilderness? Okay, like this guy Prince William is complaining about, but in fact you're the one that's actively done that. It's under your rulership and your plans that the earth is being destroyed, and destroyed the cities thereof. Yeah, your armies constantly traveling all over the world, destroying people's homes and cities, for not out of righteousness, but basically for your own greed and covetousness. All right, that opened not the house of his prisoners. All the kings of the nations, even all of them, lie in glory, everyone in his own house. So eventually, after 1,000 years of slavery, these heathens are going to have their own kings. They're going to have their own lands. They're going to have their own kingdoms. But their kingdoms are going to be subject unto the kingdom of Israel. But they're going to have their own inheritances. They're going to have their own kings with crowns on their heads and all that kind of stuff. Because that's the Lord set up there to be kings over each nation, to govern the nation. But the nation that's going to govern all nations is going to be the nation of Israel, and the throne which is above all thrones on the earth is going to be the throne of David, okay, which David is going to sit on, and Yahushua is going to be the chief of. Okay, that's just how it's going to be, you know. After 1,000 years of hardcore slavery, you know, to balance the energies, to balance the force, to restore justice. Okay, it says, all the kings of the nations, even all of them, lie in glory, everyone in his own house. Because, like I said, the Lord divided to all the nations an inheritance. Okay, that's not going to change in the kingdom of heaven. All right. But thou art cast out of thy grave like an abominable branch, as the raiment of those that are slain, thrust through with a sword, that go down to the stones of the pit, as a carcass trodden under feet. Thou shalt not be joined with them in burial. Okay, you Edomites, you're not just going to serve your punishment in terms of hardcore slavery, and then, okay, that's it now. You know, you want a pay-as-you-go tariff now. You know, you go, you do good, you know, you get blessed. You know, we'll bless your crops. You know, you do evil, we'll get up in that ass. Okay, it's going to be, you've paid for what you've done prior. So now it's just based upon what you do from here on is what's going to come to you. Okay, you bless Israel, you get blessed. You curse Israel, you get cursed. That's how it works. You do wickedness, you get punished. You do righteousness, you get rewarded. This is the truth of the universe, and the nations are gonna have to bow to that truth. But you Edomites, all right, you are gonna be exterminated, man. Okay, you're gonna be taken out of the earth. You're gonna be removed. All right, and that's just the facts, the cold hard facts. All right, every other people is still gonna be here. The Hamites, the different Hamitic nations, Mizraim, as as heathen as they are, they're gonna still be here. We're gonna work with them. You ain't gonna be here no more, man. You're gonna be out of here because you really don't belong. You don't belong on this earth. You're just a thing that had to be for a short space of time to make a point. You are just the way of the Most High making a point. Look, this is what happens. This is what happens. Okay, and then so for the rest of eternity, you're just gonna serve as an example of, look, this is what happens when you're wicked. Okay, you start destroying the earth, then you get destroyed, and that's it. There's no longevity to it. There's nothing. It's vain. It's a vain thing. You Edomites are the incarnation of vanity, man. You are vain as a people. You're vain in the heart. You're vain in the mind. You're a vain people. Period. You're gonna be here today and gone tomorrow, and that's it. Whereas everything else on this earth, mosquitoes and that, is going to be everlasting. Really, they're always going to be here. But you're done. All right. You have an end. All right. Your end is coming soon. Okay. Look, man, you got to think about it. The kingdom of heaven is going to be for eternity. And you're only going to be around it for 1,000 years. It's like a blink of an eye and then you're gone. We ain't going to forget about you. Because like I said, you're an example that's going to be taught to the children. All right. Everlasting shame and contempt. It says, thou shalt not be joined with them in burial, because thou hast destroyed thy land and slain thy people. The seed of evildoers shall never be renowned. Okay, prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise nor possess the land nor fill the face of the world with cities. All right, so you Edomites are done. Okay, point blank. Period. You're finished. You're washed up. Okay, you're running around the world, on your high horse, thinking that you get to decide who lives and dies and all this crap and who's a desirable, who's undesirable. When in actual fact, it's already been deemed that you are the undesirable by the Father which is in heaven. So you're done. Nothing you can do. Mr. What the hell is these guys' fake ass surname that they gave themselves? Windsor, Mr. Windsor, okay, William Windsor, really William Saxe Coburg Gotha, which probably stole that name anyway, because you're not really the original of anything in Europe. Like all these languages really belong to Jake. That's all our shit, German, all these languages you claim you speak, really, it's not your languages, you know what I mean? You're just assholes. You stole everything and running around the world, having a joyride in your yacht and shit, talking about how you want to exterminate the poor people. The Lord's going to deal with you, man. The Lord is going to deal with you. All right. The Lord don't like that when you judge people according to the substance. And that's what you Edomites do, man. All right, you pride compasseth you about as a chain, because you've gained through the sword. You think you're the shit. I was gonna show you, man. Righteousness is what gives one worth and substance and honor. You've rewarded yourself worth, substance, and honor based upon what your money, which you got through ill-gotten gains, which you got through lying, deceit, and the sword, and you think that makes you worth something. That makes you the shit. You ain't. All right? You ain't shit. All right? So with that, I'm going to say shalom.